Another rematch that we've all been dying to see of Sean O'Malley going up against Chito Vera. As we know, the first one, Marlon Chito Vera, kicked him in the calf, hit the peroneal nerve. Sean O'Malley, his foot went numb, he hit the ground, Chito followed him up, couple of elbows, and that was it. The only loss on O'Malley's career.
You go back and watch that first fight, he wasn't touching me. I was piecing him up, and you know, he landed the kick. He landed the lucky kick, and it went the way it went. But if that kick never got landed, this fight wouldn't be happening. Me versus Chito, if I went out there, finished him, beat him, boring fight, whatever happened other than what happened, me versus Chito 2 obviously isn't as big of a fight. So, and the fact that it happened, it was almost it was good. I'm glad that happened. It made my career play out the way it's did, and I'm sitting here as the champ right now with a massive rematch while getting pay-per-view points. So for the fact that that played out the way it did, I'm pumped, and me versus Chito 2 will be huge.
I mean, I really believe I'm gonna make him quit. Like, I really believe I'm gonna make him just be a shell of himself and just kick his ass, just like almost like beg me to stop, kind of thing.
I mean, this fight right here, it's to me, it's when I look at this fight, I'm just like, man, I cannot believe that Chito is about to become champion. I really can't. That this man, because of his striking ability, and because he's not gonna lunge in like Aljo, and because there's more importantly, the key for me, the reason why I believe that Chito Vera is gonna beat a guy like Sean O'Malley is because of the endurance and the actual heart.
I don't think O'Malley's a super durable guy. Like he breaks his hands in fights. He has broken his leg in fights, I think. From what I hear, he's kind of injured a lot of the time. So I don't really know, to be honest. I know that if you're going to fight someone as dense as Chito, who is a very durable guy, who does hit very, very hard, it's not going to be an easy task to, take that guy out or win in any fashion if you're just not that durable of a guy.
He's a very talented guy. I mean, he can fight and everything, but I said it before and I will say it again. He won't keep up on a hard fight. He's a guy that, he moves well, and he plans on use his athleticism, and I'm gonna make him fight. I mean, he will have to face me. I'll be ready. I'll be prepared, and I just know the moment we start fighting, I know what it did to be there. I know everything I've been through, so I'm gonna get that belt. I'm gonna go through him. I'm gonna stop him.
Just going into a fist fight in front of millions of people, if you can't, I don't want to lose. I don't want to lose any fight ever. So, the motivation is not getting my ass whooped. It's always the motivation. This one's just a little bit sweeter. It is the rematch. It is Chito. There's just some people that just are so ugly and just such punchable faces that it makes it a little bit more enjoyable punching those people. And Chito just happens to be one of those guys.
Chito is really good. He's talented. He's crafty over his back. He throws up elbows off his back. He has submission threats. I think he's one of the more dangerous guys overall, especially with those kicks. He's not the best puncher, but with those kicks, he is deadly. But he starts too slow where he's giving up 1 or 2 rounds. And that could be the detriment where now O'Malley just needs to win one more round and skate to a finish or skate to a decision. And it just depends on Chito and how he shows up. But as it stands today, I'm making my early prediction. I think O'Malley's gonna get the job done.
Yeah, Sean O'Malley has an uncanny way of finding the knockout point, of finding his mark. I mentioned it before he fought Sterling, that he has an uncanny ability to find his mark, to find that knockout. And I don't think it'll be any difference in this fight, but I do think there is going to be like a mental thing at play, because I don't know. I saw the face off between Chito and Sean, and dude, Chito Vera looks mean.
He's a killer, bro. I swear.
Absolutely psycho. And you can tell in his eyes that he's looking at Sean like, I've beaten you once.
Yep.
And I'll beat you again. And mate, I'm so for this fight.
gonna bring the most dense energy there, and I'm gonna be as mean as I can possibly be, and I'm gonna really attempt to like hurt him at all times. But I mean, the face-off, I mean, it's not a real face-off. There's security in there. I mean, a real face-off will be like whatever happens, happens, and you can say whatever you want to try to get into each other's head. But to me, it was just like, okay, come on, look me in the eye, fuck you. I mean, he's not gonna talk the way he talks online, on real life, face to face. You know that, we all know that. People like that doesn't say that type of shit face to face. I mean, I was in front of him. I didn't hear anything. So I was just like, cool, take a picture, fuck off.
Sean's really good at sniping people, you know, like he snipes people from the outside, and he's really good at that. Chito's super good at not letting that happen, you know. Chito's game lacks in a lot of other ways, where I feel like if Sean can overwhelm Chito the same way that I overwhelm Chito, then it'll be a favorable fight for Sean, but he doesn't really fight like that. So I don't know if he'll change anything or go in with a different strategy or what, but I think that if he goes with the strategy of like, let me keep space and try to snipe this guy, like I don't foresee that being the best route to success for him.
Chito's very tough. He will be hard to knock out. Like, I know that. I don't think he's gonna go out there, take, you know, a couple shots, you know, but it really, Aljo's hard to knock out too. I found his chin, so I know what I'm capable of. Very excited about that fight.
The only way I can see this being different is O'Malley's cardio is a little suspect to me from the Yan fight. I think it's a little suspect when he's huffing and puffing and halfway through round 2, and he hasn't even gone to a 4th or 5th round yet. What will he look like? We know with Chito, we know what we're gonna get. With O'Malley, we don't know what we're gonna get. I think that's the big X factor that people need to be paying attention to. And again, I'm giving credit where credit is due. I'm giving you guys an unbiased take on how I truly feel when I'm breaking down these fights and I'm looking at these competitors when they're fighting other people and even when they're fighting myself. I think there's something to be said about the later rounds for Sean O'Malley. I think even if Chito does start slow, I do think the later the fight goes, the longer, if he can still stay disciplined and not feel like, oh, I'm behind, I need to catch up. If he can stay disciplined and not make a mistake by rushing in and letting Sean counter him beautifully and getting a finish, I think Chito can potentially get an upset. But stylistically, on paper right now, I think Sean is smart enough, does his homework, and I think he will be better prepared and better healed coming into the fight in March than he would have been if they were to turn around and fight in December.
Let's make sure everyone knows, like, I'm not going after Chito because he's the biggest name, because he doesn't carry much of a draw, and no offense, like he might be a bigger name than like Merab or Cory. But the Chito fight, the only reason the Chito fight's such a big deal is just because of that controversial fight.
He beats O'Malley. Look, I love that Sean O'Malley no-sells the fight. They fought on the same night Stipe and I completed our trilogy. I remember watching it, not really understanding what happened. Sean got hurt, fight was stopped, da-da-da. That's enough. Sometimes it's a story. You guys remember when Cody Garbrandt was the champ and TJ Dillashaw was his former teammate and kind of called him a snake, and they had a sparring video of him knocking TJ out? It was enough. It was enough. Here you go, TJ. Here's your title fight. TJ wins, becomes the champ. Chito Vera's in a similar situation. We saw it in the first fight. He presents problems for O'Malley, but that was O'Malley in 2020. So much can change in 3 years.
I'd love to see that, but I do think Sean, I've mentioned it a million times, he can find his mark. He can find his shot. He's so good at setting up those shots, and he can throw those shots from a lot of different angles. He's got the reach. Yeah, I think Vera has to play this fight carefully, or it's only a matter of time before Sean gets him. And I'm gonna bag Sean for this fight just because, he's got the ability.